Well, I used to be a hacker in my early life, but gave it all up when I started medical school in Canada. Medical training became my full-time focus for many years, followed by graduate school. I then climbed the medical academic ladder and eventually ended up as an Ivy League university professor, which is my current day job. But as interesting as my medical career is, I always missed my early days as a hacker. In 2017, I attended DEFCON in Las Vegas with my son, who was starting college in computer science. I wanted to expose him to hacking and cybersecurity. One of my most anticipated activities at DEFCON was an evening session on cybersecurity in healthcare, in a small room with 30 seats, very cozy. When I got there, 500 hackers were lined up at the door to get into that small room. They moved us to a much larger room that could accommodate all 500 participants. I then learned about two recent worldwide cyber attacks, WannaCry and NotPetya, which affected many medical institutions. This made cybersecurity and healthcare a hot topic, explaining the large audience. This made me regain interest in the field as I realized that I could combine my current medical career with my previous hacking interests. So I decided to invest the time and effort to get back into cybersecurity and came up with a three-step plan. First, attend the best conferences in healthcare cybersecurity. Second, connect with the world's top players in the field. And third, retool myself on hacking and cybersecurity. After DEFCON, I attended the HIMSS Healthcare Cybersecurity Forum in Boston. During that conference, there was an evening session organized by IBM to run a cyber attack simulation session at their X-Force Command Cyber Range in Cambridge. Only the top leaders in the field were invited by IBM to participate in that evening session, and I was not one of them at the time. But for 2 days in a row, I bugged the people at the IBM booth to get me a ticket to the evening simulation session, and I eventually got the ticket. Persistence pays. It was a fascinating cyber attack simulation session in a large room surrounded by giant computer screens. I learned a lot. At the end of the session, there was a small reception where I got to connect with the top leaders in the field and became friends with many of them. I needed to brush up on my hacking skills, given the significant advances in the field since my early days as a hacker. So I decided to undertake a few cybersecurity certifications, which are efficient tools to rapidly acquire expertise in the field. I did a Google search to determine what was the best available initial hacking certification. And CEH had the breadth and comprehensiveness I was looking for. I completed that certification first, followed by a few other ones, all the way to the CISSP certification. I supplemented that with a lot of reading and participated in capture the flag competitions across the country. After I retooled myself on hacking and cybersecurity through certifications and cyber conferences, I undertook many activities in the field. I gave talks all over the world about cybersecurity and healthcare, including at many top academic institutions, as well as at think tanks attended by government officials from the FDA and the FBI. I even became a consultant for the FBI. I wrote papers on cybersecurity topics relevant to my field, such as on cybersecurity of medical images. I'm currently writing a paper on the interface between artificial intelligence and cybersecurity in healthcare. I've also participated in national hacking competitions. Last summer, I did the Codebreaker Challenge from the National Security Agency, and I was the 22nd out of thousands of hackers to solve all the hacking problems. The National Security Agency even tried to recruit me after that. I'm not giving up my academic medical career, but the NSA has my CV, and if they want to collaborate on something, I'm open to that. I'm in the field of healthcare, which has been a prime target for cyber attacks for several years. We have a large team of cyber defenders to protect our medical institution. The CEH certification is highly recognized by medical cyber defense teams like ours. It's a great comprehensive initial certification to bring people up to speed very quickly on hacking and penetration testing. My different cybersecurity certifications, including the CEH, opened many opportunities for me. I will describe two of them. First, for the past several years, I have been the organizer of the Cybersecurity Refresher course at the largest radiology conference in the world, which takes place every year in Chicago. This is my fourth year leading the course. I have invited many experts to cover different aspects of cybersecurity and healthcare, including cybersecurity of medical images, the security of medical devices, ransomware, etc. Second, I have become involved in the cybersecurity team at my institution, one of the largest in the world. Every 2 weeks, we participate in hacking challenges. I teach the latest recruits how to solve these hacking problems, and I also get to solve hacking problems myself. I had a friendly competition with our chief of security as to which one of us would solve all the problems first. Half of the time I won, and half of the time he won. Everything I learned during my CEH certification has been useful in those two roles and in many other roles. Well, it was a perfect initial refresher course on hacking that I needed at that point in my life to reacquaint myself with the field after being out of it for so many years. It provided cutting-edge, very broad training on most aspects of hacking and penetration testing. It opened many opportunities, including many speaking engagements, increasing my international visibility, which I suspect had a positive impact on my eventual promotion to full professor. The US medical community is the favorite punching bag for everybody. We get punched by medical insurance companies, punched by drug companies, punched by disgruntled patients who blame physicians for their diseases, punched by ambulance chasers, and punched by regulators. And now, we have not only become victims of an exponentially growing number of cyber attacks against medical institutions, but as victims of cybercrime, we are fined millions of dollars by regulators and by class action suits from patients, diverting millions of valuable dollars desperately needed for patient care. This is destroying an extremely fragile US healthcare system, which is at the edge of complete collapse. Helping to educate our community about cybercrime and to prepare our cyber team to defend our medical institution against cyber attack not only might prevent some of the cyber attacks, but might also prevent the multi-million-dollar fines that hospitals have to pay for being victims of cybercrime. I like the videos because I could watch them anytime on a train between home and work. I like the teacher and the CEH videos. I enjoyed the labs focusing on practical hacking skills. I like the thoroughness of the CEH program, which covered almost every aspect of hacking and penetration testing. It was truly the ideal initial refresher certification on hacking that I needed at this point in my life. It also helped me develop a great hacking intuition, which is very useful at national hacking competitions. My son is about to start doing the CEH certifications for his career in cybersecurity, and I hope it brings him as much success as it brought me. I heard that the labs have become more like capture the flag competitions, and I know he will enjoy those. It was a great initial refresher course. It was the perfect course for my need at the time. My certifications enabled me to get back into the field at full speed. I have become a leader in cybersecurity and healthcare, in addition to my day job as an academic physician. I always tell people that I'm a university professor by day and a hacker by night. This makes a very fulfilling life, although I could use some sleep occasionally.